everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited because I've got something to show you that I bought recently from Amazon. This is the Melody Susie e-file. It's the Scarlet e-file. I am so excited about this. I've wanted a proper sort of professional e-file for a long time, and I finally got one. I did read some of the reviews and see some other people's reviews on this, so I really wanted this one. And let me just tell you straight away, it does not disappoint. This was brilliant. So here it is in the box. Just going to show you a few pictures just to start off with. And then we will get into the box, and I'll do the unboxing first. So I'll show you everything that comes in it. I'll show you the drill bits and everything. And then later on in the video, I am going to show you me using it to take my gel polish off and my poly gel. I'm going to take that right down to just sort of a very, very thin layer. And I'll show you how well it does that. So I'm just going to show you, this is the page from Amazon. This is where I got it from. Obviously I am in the UK, but this Melody Susie brand, they do sell in the UK, the US, Germany and France. There are some other countries that they sell in as well, but if you look on your local Amazon, you will be able to find it, I'm sure. So it came in this box, and I was a little bit disappointed with the packaging just because they just sort of stuck the stickers on the actual box, and I would have preferred it to be in an Amazon box, and then I could have kept the box. But the box was a bit damaged. Not really damaged, but because they put the stickers all over it and everything, I couldn't really use the box on its own. It was a bit sort of battered when it arrived. So I'm all for using less packaging and stuff like that. Yeah, let's help the environment and everything like that. So I can't really complain about that. So that's the end of that. So in the box you get some instructions which are really good because it explains what all the drill bits are for. And I know a lot of people get these e-files and they look at the drill bits and think, oh well, what are all them for? What am I supposed to use those for? So it does explain that. It goes through how you need to use it. And if you've used an e-file before, it's pretty much straightforward, to be honest. So I'm just showing you those just to show you what's in the box, but it is really easy to use. So if you don't want to read through all that and you know what you're doing, you don't really need to, because it is just standard, to be honest. So there is a card that comes in with the e-file as well from Melody Susie, and that says that if you want to extend the warranty on your drill, your e-file, you can do that by going to certain pages, and it says that on the card. If you just look back on the bit where I'm showing you what the card says, it's all on the back of there. I can't quite remember exactly what it says, but yeah, you can extend the warranty by 6 months, and there's also a group that you can join on there for other people who use the e-file, I think. So quick look at the box. So you get the base unit, and I was really surprised at this base unit. It's a lot smaller in person than it looks when you're watching reviews and things. So yeah, it's really small, but it's so cute. I love it, and it fits perfectly on the desk. So you've got your dial there with the settings on it, so your RPM speed. You've got the on-off button. You've also got these holes in the top where you can place your drill bits when you're doing your filing, so it's easy to get them. I'm showing you the bottom as well because there's a hole in it, because I saw the hole in the top where you actually put the e-file handset in, and I thought, oh, that's not good, that's going to get full up with dust. But then at the bottom I noticed there's a hole, so it doesn't get all stuck in there, it can just come out, so that's good. It also comes with a foot pedal, which, to be honest, I'm not going to use. I don't think. I've got a sewing machine with a foot pedal on it, and I don't get on well with foot pedals. It either goes too fast or too slow, and I'd rather just use the hand bit, you know, the settings on the front. So I don't think I'm going to use that. But it is good for nail techs who want to use it, because I know they use foot pedals a lot. So here is the box with the handpiece in itself. I was so looking forward to this because it's just really stylish and professional, and it's not like, I did get a cheap one just for taking off my gel polish and stuff a while ago, and I did a review on that, and while that is brilliant, it's not really a professional one, and it's more for home use. So this one I knew was going to be a lot better and would get everything off that I wanted it to get off, like, you know, in super quick time. So that's really packaged well, that's not going to get damaged in there. And there is this 3-pin plug that you need to put in to the back of the e-file. And I didn't notice at first, so I had to do this again. There is, when I show you on the close-up, there is an arrow on the part that you plug in, and there's an arrow on the plug itself that you need to line up the right way. So I'll show you that in a minute. I'm just going to show you the handpiece first. How gorgeous is that? I absolutely love it. It's so slim, and it's got a weight to it. I wouldn't say it's heavy, but it's got a good enough weight to it so that you can use it properly. The other one that I got, the handpiece, was really light, and while I liked that at first, I think that added to the vibration that I got from it. So with this having a bit more weight to it, I think that helps it not vibrate, because honestly, you put this thing on and you don't know it's on. You can't feel it that it's on. It's really weird, because I'm not used to that. I'm used to the cheap e-files, and they do vibrate a bit when you've got them in your hand, but this one, it doesn't at all. And there's hardly any sound to it. I've not put any sound of the drill on this video because the sound is that low. I'm really happy with the sound on it. Even when you've got it turned up right up to 30 RPM, which is how high it goes, you can hardly hear it. It's not, you can hardly hear it at all, so there's no point me even putting it on. So in with the drill bits that you get with it, it just come with a mandrel that you can put your sanding bands on. They do provide you with a few coarse and a few fine ones, but if you look on Amazon, they do provide, you can get all sorts of sanding bands on there. Melody, Susie do their own, but they're just, you can use any type. So here I'm showing you the plug that goes in the back for the handpiece, and you can see the arrows there. There's one on the handpiece plug and there's one on the socket as well, so you have to line those up so they're going the right way. And then here is the plug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it all in. Right there you can see I've put the drill bits in the top and I've plugged it in, so it's all ready to go. And I think that looks really good on my table. I just love it, the way it's all, compact. It's all there. I don't have to have it in a box and taking all the bits out and, them going everywhere because there's nothing to stand it on. It's all sort of self-contained. I love that. So what I'll do is I'm going to show you the dial, and I'm going to show you the on-off. The on-off switch is just there. It's just really easy to use right at the bottom. And so you can see the handpiece is sat in the top of the base unit there. And I can't believe how small it is. Look at it compared to my hands. I've got quite small hands, but it is really small. I love it. I really do love the way it looks. So it's a lot more professional than any other ones that I've had before. And it does come with a bit, or well, it's not a bit, it comes with a chuck that's inside it just to protect it while it's being shipped and things like that, so you can just take that out. And then when you're putting the drill pieces in, you've got this lock and unlock, so you twist it one way to unlock it and twist it the other way to lock it again once your drill bit is in, which I think is really good, because the ones that I've had before didn't have that. The cheap ones, you just basically push the drill bit in and that's it. So it's not really completely secure, but this one is. So yeah, it goes all the way up from 0 to 30,000 RPM, and when I was using it, even to take the gel polish off, I only ever had it up to about 15, not even up to 20. So it just shows you how, how professional it is. If you were using it on acrylic, you might need to put it up higher, but I only use builder gel or polygel, so I don't need it up that high. So I'm just showing you what I use this drill bit for. This pointy one, I used it for underneath my nails because I put this polygel on with forms, and I've got quite an extended hypericium, which is the skin underneath your nail where it's sort of attached to your nail. So mine grows out quite a bit, so when I use forms, it's hard for me to use them and fit them properly. So usually when it grows out, I get this ledge on the back of my nail and I have to file that off because I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. So when it gets long enough, I always sort of file that off. So I just use that pointy bit just to test to see if that would work, and it did work on that. So you can see it's took that down a bit. It's not took it down completely, and I don't want to completely get rid of it at the moment because I want to take the gel polish off and everything, so I don't want to leave it too weak in that area. So I have put the coarse sanding band on, and on my pinky finger I'm just going to use that to take off the gel polish and things. Now I do need to explain to you that what I've got on my nails, it's not just gel polish. I have got base coat, I've got quite thick polygel on there, then I've got no white top coat, sorry, I've got 2 coats of gel polish, then I've got a no wipe top coat, then I've got foils on top of that, then I've got another 2 layers of no wipe top coat over that to seal the foil in. So there are quite a lot of layers on there that it needs to take off. So I have got this on a very, very, very low speed, and I'm showing you this in real time because I've never used this before. I was being very careful with it, making sure that I got everything off, but I didn't sort of cut myself with the sanding bands because I'm not used to it. But it is so easy because there's no vibration, literally none. I can't believe it. When you've got it in your hand and you turn it on, you can hardly even feel that it's on, and I'm just not used to it. But I was so impressed with this. It's brilliant. It's obviously, it's the best one that I've ever tried. I've got 3, so well, I've had 3 so far. I've got this one, I've got the one that I reviewed recently, and I've also got a really old one that's about 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 years old. So that one's definitely in the bin. In fact, my husband's nicked that one for messing about with stuff that he needs to file bits off and stuff. He uses it for plastic and stuff like that, so he's got that one now, my old one. So I've got my cheapy one and I've got this one, but to be honest, I don't think that cheap one's gonna really be used much now. I might even put it in a giveaway, to be honest, because I've only used it a couple of times, and now I've got this one. I don't think I'm going to be using that one again. So while that one is really good for home users and stuff like that, I'm going to stick with this one because I love this so much. So I've turned that up a little bit there. It's still not very high. I don't think that's even at 10,000 RPM. But I wanted to do this first nail really slow, really carefully, because I have to be careful with this polygel, because this is the polygel that I've got under there. It's the EC Cosmetics, the gel like, and it is really soft. When you're filing it with a hand file, it's so soft and so easy to file, so I was scared that I was going to go into it too deep. But that's the good thing about this file as well. You can really control the speed that it's on. You can really control how it works. It's just so much better than anything I've tried before. So I'm just going to swap these sanding bands out now. I'm just going to put the, this is a fine one. So I'm just going to finish off with the fine one. So to sort of completely debulk that nail now, get rid of as much of that polygel as I can. I'm not removing it completely, I just want a thin layer so that I can do an infill. So I've kept this in real time. When I do the rest of the nails, I'm going to show you with some different bits that I use. Some of my own bits, the ceramic ones that I like to use, so I will speed that up and everything, but I'm just showing you this in real time to see, so you can see exactly how it works and how little effort I'm putting in. I'm not having to, see, it worries me using an e-file, well it did before, because it'd sometimes get, not out of control, but it was a bit hard to control it. But this one it's not like that. I'm not scared of using it. I'm really confident using it because there's no vibration, there's no movement. Oh, I forgot to say as well, there is a switch on the back of the base unit for forward and reverse. So that is really good as well, to make sure that you're using it the right way. I watched one of Kirsty Meakin's videos, and she explained that if the dust that's coming off is going straight down onto the nail, then it's probably the wrong way and you need to reverse it. If the dust is falling away from the nail, then you've got it the right way. So I sort of tried to go off that. So what I'm doing now, I've just got this bit that came in the set as well. This is supposed to be for like the cuticle area, so I do try using this. To be honest, when I do my cuticle work, I've got a ball bit that I like to use. so that is my preferred one, but I tried this one because it came in the kit, and to be honest this one was really good as well, so I did use that to remove this cuticle, and it is really good. There is a more pointed one that I use after this, just to finish off the cuticle work, just to get off any bits sort of that are in the side walls and things like that. Because when you're doing an infill, you do need to get rid of all that stuff that's stuck to the skin. It's all the dead skin that you need to remove. Otherwise, you are going to get lifting when you do your infill. See, I used to always get lifting when I was just using hand file because I wasn't getting it all off. But now, since I've been doing cuticle work with an e-file, I don't get the lifting anymore. So it obviously shows it is really important to do your prep work properly. So I did find this got into the cuticles a lot better than that other one, and into the bits on the side walls there where there's still some attached as well. It can also take off any lifting towards the sides if you've got any coming off. I usually get a little bit on the edges, so I'm just taking all that off. And then the final thing that I'm going to do to this nail, I am going to use another bit, which is one of the diamond bits as well. It's one of the sort of longer, thicker diamond bits, and I'm just going to go over the whole surface of the nail because this is sort of like your buffing bit, and that smooths everything out on the surface. And then I'll show you what exactly what it's taken off. And then after that I will move on to the ceramic bits for you. So I'm just going to speed this bit up because it does take me a while to fiddle, because I'm being careful, because it's near my cuticles, it's near the skin. I'm being very careful and doing it very slow. You can see how slow I've actually got the drill on there. So after that's done, I'm just going to brush it with my fluffy dusting brush. And there you can see how clean those cuticles are now. So this is the diamond bit, sort of the buffing bit. If you tried to use this over gel polish, it wouldn't take it off. That's how soft it is. It would buff the surface, but it wouldn't take any of it off. So that's just smoothing everything out. So yeah, I was really happy with this e-file. Well done, Melody Susie, this is brilliant. I do need to say as well that I am going to get a set of their drill bits. I've not got them yet, but I will be getting those soon because I love this drill and I want to use the right bits that come with it. And they do a really nice set that I love that's got a safety bit, the tungsten carbide bits, and they do a safety bit and a cuticle ball. Okay, so I said I was going to show you some ceramic bits that I tend to use. So these didn't come with the kit, these are my bits that I like to use. I did use these when I reviewed that other e-file. So I'm just going to use them here. This barrel one is a bit softer than the other one, the safety one that I've got. But I'm going to use this one first and show you how it takes the gel polish off. Now again, to start off with, I've got it really slow, which is why it's not taking that much off. Now I have sped this one up because I am being very careful with it, but you can see how quick it's taking all that stuff off. I mean, I did say before exactly what's on here. There's layers and layers of stuff on these nails, and it's eating right through it. I do really love this bit because when you're using it, it's not like the sanding bands. You don't get a rough finish as it's doing it. It's quite smooth because I think the ceramic is a bit softer. The ceramic bits are usually a bit softer. So what I tend to do is I use the safety bit first, and then I use this one, and then I will use sort of a buffing one after that. But this time I'm just showing you with this one exactly how it takes everything off. So you can see how quick it's took all of that off. So that is just the gel polish and the foil and the top coats and everything. I do need to debulk it, so I'm doing that as well. I'm just going over and over, getting those layers down. And then this one, because it's got sort of it's not really a safety bit, but it has got a rounded edge on it which hasn't got the grooves. I think that's what you call them on the end of it, so you can get right up to the side walls with it, and if you touch your skin with it, it doesn't, you know, it's not going to cut into it or anything like that. And I also used it underneath to see if I could get rid of that ledge a bit with this bit, and it does work really well for that as well. So you can see I did speed that up, but you could see how well it took it off. So it's took all the layers off, I've debulked it and everything, and it was like in, I was going to say half the time of the other ones, but it's not even half, it's like a quarter of the time. I can't believe it, how quick I got all this stuff off. So this is the safety bit one now. This was a really cheap one off eBay. I think this cost about £4, something like that. It was really cheap, this bit, but I love it, and I love it because of that safety bit on the top, because I'm not gonna damage myself with it. I'm not gonna cut myself with it, and I love that because I'm getting a bit more used to it. But I am a bit nervous because sometimes when I'm trying to concentrate on things, I get quite bad handshake, and that's not really good when you're using an e-file and you're close to your skin. But this one is brilliant because you've not got that vibration, so I'm not having to worry about that. If my hand does shake a little bit, it's still alright, it's still easy for me to control it, so I'm really pleased about that. So I like to file my product off. I'm not a big fan of soaking it off. I can't be bothered to sit there for ages and wait for it to soak off. I want to be doing something, so for me this is how I redo my nails. I redesign like this. I file everything off, well, not everything off, I file it down to a really thin layer, and then I redesign over the top. If I do need to take it all off, then I'll file it down as thin as I can, and then I will use some acetone and soak the last little bits off. So this one works faster than that other bit. It cuts into everything a bit more, and this one you don't get as smooth a finish as with the other bit, but I equally love both of them. I like to use this one first to take the gel polish off, and then I like to use the other one for taking off the polygel, because that's softer and it works better that way. So you can see there how I've took pretty much everything off, and look at the dust. The amount of dust, I'm going to show you in a minute, the amount of dust that was everywhere. I really need a dust extractor. I can't believe it, how much stuff came off. I mean, look, I took it all off now. That's all the gel polish off all of the nails. They're all debulked and everything. They're ready to start again. So I'm so pleased with how this works. But let me just show you the dust. I mean, it's all over the base unit, but I can just brush that off. But look at my hand rest. You can't even see it says hand rest anymore. Look at the state of that. I can't believe how much there was. Now, I got it all into a little pile, and I don't know if you can see it. There's my little pile of dust. That's all that's left of my nails. But yeah, so for this video, I really recommend this drill. If you're looking for a new one, this is definitely one to get. You saw the price that I put on there. Everything will be in the description box, the links that you need to use to get this drill and everything like that, so check that out. I want to thank all my subscribers, thank everyone for carrying on watching me. As usual, if you've got any questions, stick them in the description, in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. So yeah, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!